The story of casinos in the United States is a colorful journey through frontier saloons, mob-run resorts, tribal enterprises, and billion-dollar mega-complexes. What began as informal gambling in riverboats and mining camps evolved into a regulated industry that reshaped entire cities like Las Vegas and Atlantic City. This history traces how casinos emerged, expanded, and reinvented themselves, mirroring America's fascination with risk, fortune, and entertainment. Gambling in America dates back to colonial times. Early settlers brought card games, dice, and lotteries, which were often used to fund civic projects. By the early 1800s, riverboat gambling on the Mississippi River became hugely popular. Riverboats were floating entertainment centers where merchants and travelers wagered on cards and dice. As America expanded westward, gambling followed. Saloons and gaming halls became fixtures of frontier towns like New Orleans, San Francisco, and especially boomtowns during the gold rush. These early establishments weren't called casinos, but they laid the foundation for legalized gambling venues. In the late 19th century, moral reform movements cracked down on gambling. Many states passed laws banning most forms of betting, driving gambling underground. However, a few places tolerated or regulated gambling. One of the most notable was Montana, where poker and other card games were often winked at by authorities. Another was New Orleans, where the city's Storyville district became famous for both vice and vibrant nightlife. The Great Depression devastated the U.S. economy, and Nevada saw an opportunity. In 1931, the state fully legalized casino gambling in hopes of stimulating growth. This bold move was unique. No other state permitted full-scale casinos. Las Vegas was still a dusty railroad stop when Nevada legalized gambling, but the construction of Hoover Dam brought thousands of workers and a captive audience for card games and dice. Small casinos and card rooms sprouted along Fremont Street, which later became the famous downtown Las Vegas area. The post-war boom fueled Las Vegas' transformation. In 1941, El Rancho Vegas opened the first resort-style casino on what would become the Las Vegas Strip, offering not just gambling but hotel rooms, restaurants, and live entertainment. Organized crime saw Las Vegas as a gold mine. Mobsters like Bugsy Siegel financed glamorous resorts, notably the Flamingo, which opened in 1946. Throughout the 1950s, more iconic properties, the Sahara, the Sands, the Desert Inn, were built with mob money, ushering in the era of Rat Pack glamour and cementing Las Vegas as America's casino capital. For decades, Nevada had a virtual monopoly. But in the 1970s, Atlantic City, New Jersey, struggling with economic decline, decided to follow Nevada's model. Voters approved casino gambling in 1976. The first casino, Resorts International, opened in 1978 on the boardwalk. Soon, other casinos followed, and Atlantic City briefly challenged Las Vegas for gambling dominance. However, mismanagement and increased competition later weakened Atlantic City's position. While commercial casinos boomed, Native American tribes pursued gaming as a path to economic development. In 1987, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in California versus Cabazon Band of Mission Indians that tribes could operate gaming facilities independent of state regulations. This led to the Indian Gaming Regulatory Act, IGRA, of 1988, which established rules for tribal casinos. Reservations across the country opened bingo halls and later full-scale casinos. By the 1990s, tribal gaming had grown into a multi-billion-dollar industry. Today, hundreds of tribes operate casinos, including major properties like Foxwoods in Connecticut and Mohegan Sun. The 1990s saw Las Vegas evolve again. The mob influence faded as corporations like Mirage Resorts, MGM, and Caesars Entertainment took over. In 1989, Steve Wynn's The Mirage set a new standard with luxury amenities and attractions, such as its erupting volcano. The era of themed mega-resorts followed: Excalibur, Luxor, Bellagio, Venetian, creating a destination not just for gambling, but for shopping, fine dining, and family entertainment. The rise of the Internet brought a new wave of gambling opportunities. Offshore online casinos began taking bets from Americans, sparking legal battles over regulation. Meanwhile, new states legalized casinos to boost tax revenue. Mississippi, Indiana, Pennsylvania, and others opened riverboat or land-based casinos. In 2018, the Supreme Court overturned the federal ban on sports betting, allowing states to regulate it. Today, nearly every state offers some form of casino gambling, commercial, tribal, or both. Las Vegas remains the undisputed flagship destination, with new mega-resorts like Resorts World and the Sphere pushing the boundaries of casino entertainment. From riverboats and Wild West saloons to glittering skyscrapers and online apps, casinos in the United States have evolved into a vast, sophisticated industry worth tens of billions annually. At every stage, they have reflected America's shifting attitudes about risk, morality, and the allure of striking it rich.